You're watching TV9 News and I'm Prajwal D'Souza. Since the vaccination drive began in India, the country has vaccinated over 17.5 crore people to date. Now, a government advisory panel has recommended widening the gap between the administration of the Covishield vaccine to 12 to 16 weeks from the previous 4 to 8 weeks. The National Immunization Technical Advisory Group recommendations will now be sent to the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration, which will have the authority to approve and implement the changes suggested by the advisory group. The COVID-19 vaccine Covishield is manufactured in India by the Serum Institute of India in collaboration with Oxford and AstraZeneca. The advisory group made no changes to the Covaxin COVID-19 vaccine manufactured indigenously by Bharat Biotech. Second change in 3 months. The current recommended changes was the second time in 3 months when a change in the time frame between the first and the second dose was suggested for Covishield. Earlier it was 4 to 6 weeks, which was then changed to 4 to 8 weeks. An earlier study published in the Lancet Medical Journal on February 19th had suggested that the second booster dose was given 12 weeks or later, the vaccine showed an increased efficacy rate compared to the shorter interval. Member of Parliament Shashi Tharoor urged the government to explain the science to the public, while Member of Parliament and Congress leader Jairam Ramesh urged for the transparency from the government. The recommendations have been made amid reports from the states which are claiming an acute shortage of vaccines to continue the vaccination drive. Here is what immunologist Dr. Sitesh Roy has to say about the change in the window for taking a booster dose. Doctor, will increasing the gap between the first and the second dose affect the efficacy of a vaccine?
No, Prajwal, the increase in gap between the doses of the vaccine should not significantly affect the efficacy. Most vaccines maintain a decently good antibody titer for about 3 months after the primary immunization. If the booster is given within that period of time, then the antibody levels are boosted up accordingly. We also have to remember that the cellular immunity that a person develops after the vaccination is not something that we are measuring right now. But we know that that can also have a pretty long-lasting effect in the body.
How do researchers determine the gap between taking 2 shots of a vaccine?
In the phase 2 and phase 3 of the clinical trials, essentially based on the behavior of the vaccine either in animal studies or in the phase 1 trials, researchers can know what would be the approximate timeline for a booster immunization. Typically, we have known from immunizing children that somewhere between 1 and 6 months happens to be the ideal time for booster doses of vaccinations.
Should the expert panel explain the reason for the changes before recommending them to the public?
It would be nice if the expert panels gave their review and their analysis and their rationale behind doing things to the general population, but that has not been the trend in India when it comes to the use of a variety of different medications that are being recommended for COVID-19 and now even the vaccination. I think that science and the reasons why things are done, we know that some of the increase in gap is being done because there's a shortage of vaccines, and by increasing the gap you can give more people the primary immunization and then give the people who have to get their boosters some more time to get their second dose.
Why do you think a specific change has been suggested for Covishield and not Covaxin?
Covaxin has not had data collected at this point of time for people who have taken the dose more than 4 weeks beyond the recommended time of immunization with Covaxin. And hence at this point of time, no conclusive answer or reason or data can be provided, and hence I think that vaccination still has the 4-week time duration between doses in place.
It is important to remember to not let your guard down as the threat from COVID-19 is imminent. Don't forget to wear a mask, wash hands and follow all the safety protocols to stay safe. If you like this content, do give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to TV9 News on all the social media platforms. Thank you for watching and stay safe.